yes. But this is how we become free, Joy. Truly free. From all the ugliness inside us. That's why you came to us. To me. Okay. I'm ready, Rachel. Good. Now say the words. I'll do it with you. I am blighted. My words are woe. My deeds are rot. But I am not lost. By hallowed blade, I draw out the affliction, and I am made pure. I know it hurts, but you're doing really well, Joy. Now I need your other arm, the wrist. What? You didn't respond to our other therapies. This is the only way.
Rachel, I appreciate everything the Foundation, what you've done for me, but I can't.
You have to stay and finish the oath. I know you're scared, but...
Rachel, let go of me.
You can't keep running from this. The blight has to be cut out or it spreads.
Rachel, let go!
This isn't just about you. You have to finish the oath.
Get the hell away from me! Rachel?
What did you do, Joy?
I didn't...
What did you do?
Please, make it stop. I'll do anything.
Great Purifier, grant us your protection and hold us in your loving embrace.
Make it stop!
Joy, you need to listen to me. Joy, finish the oath. Now!
Free of fear, free of sorrow, free of...
Medicine that doesn't work. Useless defeat. Mama, quiet. Orson is downstairs. He doesn't understand anything. Like a potato with legs, that boy.
No luck today, little one. I think Wolf scared away all the rabbits.
Mama, he can hear you. So what if he can hear me? He's a useless little shit. Sitting around...
They're too loud!
You should go play in the yard. You don't need to hear all this.
Get out!
Come on, Orson. Time to go.
You're not staying for dinner?
She can say what she likes about me, but she needs to leave my son out of it.
Stay. She gets cranky this time of day. She just needs her medicine.
You're always defending her.
I'm all she has. She's sick and scared. That's all.
You'll have to start standing up to her sometime, Papa. You can't keep...
Are you back? Get up here, now!
Well, go on. She's waiting.
Ingrid? Ingrid? Then...
Carl! Something's wrong.
Nothing's wrong. You're just having another bad night.
I can't breathe.
Lie back. I'll bring you water.
Who's calling? Mette? Oh, that fitter.
No, it's not Mette. It's Astrid.
Lies. I see everything. How she looks at you. You're both waiting for the sickness to take me.
Hi, Astrid.
I'm sorry I upset Mama. Can you put her on the phone?
She's quite tired.
Should I come by again?
I've got it handled.
Handled. You've never had anything handled. I did everything for this family. I worked, I cooked and cleaned. And what did I get for it? Dritt. Ungrateful children, a useless husband, and this damn... I'll I'll be gone, and you'll do what you always done. Hide. You will lie to our daughters. Tell them it wasn't your fault. But they'll see through you. They'll see their father for what he is. A useless, filthy little coward. You'll tell them you loved me. Maybe they'll believe you, but then they'll find out. They'll learn it was all a lie. You loved her. Always her. But she'll never love you back. No. Who would ever love a yavel such as you? Only me. And look at what I get. This is your fault, Carl. It's your fault.
Wolves again. I'll need to take care of it.
Yes. Go handle it. Go and hide, you coward. Go.
Ingrid? Ingrid? Oh my God. Oh my God. I tried. I'm sorry.
Rachel, please!
Rachel! Oh, easy. You're okay. You're safe.
Is she... Where's Joy?
The police took her.
Am I?
The coroner believes it was an aneurysm. Natural causes. Rachel? What did you see?
It was... I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't human. Ropes, or more like vines, they hung from it.
Radcliffe, Chapter 7. The Purifier came cloaked in roots and vines. This is a good thing. A blessing. Joy was blighted, and the Purifier chose you to protect us before it could spread.
Or she's cursed.
Krista!
How can we trust what she says? You know her story. Everything she touches turns to shit. Maybe she didn't even see the Purifier. Maybe it was the...
Do not say that name here. This isn't for us to decide. Rachel will testify before the elders.
The elders?
They'll hear your testimony and render a judgment.
Xavier, what is there even to discuss? Joy is dead, and she's responsible.
Krista, enough! Rachel, the elders can help you, but you have to tell them the truth. Lies breed blight. Joy was blighted. I can't lose you too.
But what if I'm not blessed or cursed, or what if this was all just an accident?
You witnessed a miracle tonight. How could that be an accident? Now go home. Spend time with your family. Meditate on the teachings. I'm sure the right words will come to you.
Hey, you missed the mess. There was a leak in one of the machines. Rach? Is something wrong?
It's Joy. Eric. She's gone.
What?
She's gone. And I couldn't do anything about it.
Ah, Rach. I'm so sorry.
I was helping her. It was working.
Yeah, I know. How did it happen?
You know I can't tell you that. You only just joined the Foundation.
Well, has anyone told Toby yet? Rach, Joy was his sister. The only family he had left.
I don't need him making things worse for me. For us.
Rachel, what the hell happened tonight?
I'll write a note, and you'll take it to him.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know, a Foundation prayer? It might bring him some comfort.
Toby hates the Foundation.
But Joy didn't. We were helping her, and she believed we could help him too. It's what she'd want.
What about money? His job doesn't pay well, and it'll be difficult to cover the funeral costs.
Toby's proud. He might take it as an insult. Maybe I should just apologize.
For what, Rach?
I recruited Joy. I feel responsible for her, okay?
Look, whatever you decide, I'm behind you 100%. If he freaks out, I'll try to calm him down, and if he's satisfied, I'll tell him it was all your idea.
I know, and I appreciate it. Just let me think on it, okay?
Yeah, okay. Hey. Te amo.
Te amo.
I'll be gone, and
Ingrid? The ambulance should be here soon.
Okay. Let's get the place looking.
What did you see?
It was... Did you?
Natural causes.
More like or I was helping her.
Left.
A foundation.
It'll be difficult to cover the funeral cost. If he freaks out,
Why are you sitting in the dark? Papa, are you okay?
I didn't get a good look at it. That thing that killed the goats ran to check on your mother.
Papa, where's Mama?
I tried. I tried my best.
Orson, I need to talk to Grandpa. Why don't you go say hi to Grandma?
No!
Papa, did something happen? Oh God. Oh God.
Should we ride the tractor today, Liliven?
Orson, Angel, don't come in here. Go back downstairs. Oh God, Mama. How did it... Papa? Did you...
It's not my fault. I tried everything I could. I really did. I took good care of her.
Tried what? CPR? Did you even call the paramedics?
The ambulance should be here soon.
Okay. Let's get the place looking presentable. Mama would kill me if we let them see it like this. What's this?
Oh, that's your mother's painkiller.
Papa, she didn't take any injections. What did you give her?
I was just trying to help. That's all.
Paramedics are coming, Papa, and police. If they see this, what do you think they'll say?
Just get rid of it.
Papa, this is evidence. I'd be incriminating myself.
Then put it back where you found it. Maybe they won't even see it.
Papa, did you have something to do with Mama's death?
If you want to turn it into them, so be it. I would never hurt your mother. I'd never. Astrid, I think the ambulance is here. I should go downstairs.
Would it kill you to answer your phone? Look, I know how you feel about all this, but the Foundation's really helped me. Rachel's helped me. Anyway, tonight's a big night for me. I'm a little nervous. And wanted to hear your voice, I guess. Please don't hate me. I'm happy.
damn it.
come on. Don't do this, Joy.
Last call, Toby.
This is Joy. Tell me something nice, and I'll call you back when it's
Shit.
Toby, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, you do. Your wife is pulling my sister deeper into her goddamn cult. And it needs to stop.
She's dead.
Rachel?
No. Your sister. Joy.
No. Joy's fine. I just heard from her.
I'm so sorry. I am. You need to know Rachel and I both really cared about Joy.
You're serious? How'd it happen?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
Rachel said it was some kind of accident. Wanted me to give you this.
What the hell is this supposed to be?
It's a prayer. For you. From the Foundation. Rachel thought it would bring you some... I don't know. Comfort.
Comfort? Are you fucking kidding me, Hernandez?
She said Joy would have wanted you to have it.
Hey, take that shit outside! What the hell does Rachel know about what Joy wanted?
It's okay. It's fine. We're friends.
That's what I fucking think of a prayer from your wife's cult.
Xavier? Krista? Hello?
Is everything all right? More visions? The Purifier has more to show you. These visions are a gift.
They don't feel that way.
Even Radcliffe himself was frightened by the things he saw. But while others saw a monster, he saw salvation. Our order is not for the faint of heart. But I've never had to worry about that with you. I always knew there was something special about you, Rachel. And now the Purifier has shown me I was right. Something to share, Krista?
What if you're wrong? What if she did see a monster?
The Pestilent.
Xavier, you know why we came to this town. What we're here to do. Can we really risk everything on a feeling?
Faith, Krista. And until now, my conviction was all I had to keep us, this whole damn town, safe. But now I have more than that. I have proof.
Blessed? Cursed? I honestly don't know what I believe right now. But Joy is dead and somehow I'm responsible.
Joy's lack of faith was the true culprit. Don't let her doubts become yours. Joy's brother. Did you speak with him?
I sent Eric to break the news. I sent him a Foundation prayer.
And?
He tore it up and punched Eric.
And you were expecting a different response? Everyone knows how much Toby hates the Foundation. Toby needs to be dealt with, Xavier. He'll only cause problems for us.
Yes, I know.
There's more. Eric's been asking questions.
Can't you just put him in his place like you usually do?
Eric is only an initiate. Initiates are impressionable, but also unpredictable. That makes them dangerous.
What? You didn't respond to our other therapies. It's the only way.
Rachel, I appreciate everything the Foundation, what you've done for me, but I can't.
You have to stay and finish the oath. I know you're scared of it.
Rachel, let go of me.
You can't keep running from this. The blight has to be cut out or it spreads.
Rachel, let go!
This isn't just about you. You have to finish the
Get the hell away from me! Rachel?
Joy, you need to listen to me.
Joy?
In his place like you usually do?
You'll have to figure out...
I can try.
You'll have to figure out how to field his questions without putting us at risk.
That marriage is a temple built on trust.
He'll only cause problems for us.
Initiates are impressionable, but also unpredictable. That makes them dangerous.
He's also my husband. You've always taught us that marriage is a temple built on trust.
You are a blessed protector, Rachel. Called by the Purifier. Eric won't understand that. You'll have to figure out how to field his questions without putting us at risk. Can you do this?
I can try.
I'm certain you can.
Right, so we asked you, how will Rachel respond to Eric asking about Joy's death? So, it's a bit of a sticky situation. She has to explain to her husband that she maybe killed somebody. And y'all really are going for redemption in this case. So we have three options. We have tell him the truth, which is redemption. We have keep foundation confidence, which is suffering, and you have put him in his place, which is damnation. But all of you seem to want redemption for Rachel. And honestly, she has piercing eyes, and I understand it. But Eduardo, could you please give us some more details about it?
Sure. So the big thing here is those three words: redemption, suffering, damnation. You're going to see them a lot here in Silent Hill Ascension. Essentially, redemption is as happy an ending as you can have for that character. But we're in a horror series, so you get suffering where you survive. Things aren't so great though for you. And damnation is sometimes you just want to see somebody get eaten by monsters, things not going well. So that's for the lovers out there of horror who want to see the characters die. And of course, Noah's a big horror lover here for sure. Now, all that said, though, that's part of our fate and hope system. So Noah, I'm going to let you actually introduce to our audience how that system works.
Yes, so here in Silent Hill Ascension, we don't only have spooky monsters, we also have fate and hope. So decisions, endurance scenes, and puzzles, they all contribute to whether a character will face redemption, suffering, or domination in Silent Hill Ascension's final. So there are ways here to get out of really dire situations. So the character's fate is decided across the length of the season. So a character's hope needs to be high enough for them to survive a crucial story moment. So make sure you keep their hopes up, okay? Don't give up here. Don't give up on us. We need you. the characters need you. But Eduardo, can you tell us more about what the fate and hope system means?
Sure, of course. So again, in a way, the fate system is kind of what you're deciding at home. If you're deciding to redeem a character, their fate is going towards that. But the hope system is the actual reality of what's happening to the character. You know, if they keep going into nightmares and in our endurance scenes and things don't go well for them, and you don't help them out in our arcane library with the puzzles and our mindfulness scenes, then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter that you set them down the right path. They may still not do well because you need their hope to be up. So it's about you, the audience, helping in two ways. It's about you deciding that you want to help them. It's also about you doing the outcomes. But again, you have lots of time. We're talking about a whole season. So you're going to be able to see these characters develop over the course of a lot of different weeks. And a big way this works is our influence point system. So one of the things is, I'm actually going to ask you, Noah, if you could explain to our audience how the influence point system works.
Influence points are the currency here on Silent Hill Ascension. So once a decision is made by you, the audience, it's canon. There's no reset button. It's very, very important. So these decisions are defined by the influence points that you, the audience, uses to participate in them to influence the narrative. So the more influence points you have, the more sway you will have for the decisions you care about. Basically, influence points, you can earn them by taking part in endurance scenes during the live shows. We'll explain about it in a little bit. Or by doing our really lovely addictive puzzles. Or alternatively, you can gain them via direct purchase or the season pass.
So one of the big things is, well, let's look back, actually. Our production team's going to put our decision that's going to close today again, because that is a fake decision. So if we could have that back on screen, Noah, if you can again introduce us to this. But to be honest, our audience has chosen kind of, really. I'd say, you know, the decision should be close, but it's really in Redemption's favor. So, okay, let's say here, right, Redemption is the option that's going to go through. It's the one that's coming. So what actually happens in the scene following that?
So basically, Rachel is going, if we keep going in this path to redemption, because y'all are redemptionists, she's gonna tell her husband, Eric, the truth about what happened with Joy. But we're not sure exactly what the truth is, but we do know that she was grabbed by the entangler, and that was terrifying. So, Eduardo, can you give us a little bit more context about this, please?
No, of course, and it'd be my pleasure here. So the big thing, right, is you kind of see the characters' actions leading to their ultimate outcomes. But again, you at home, one of the big differences, right, is you're in an interactive series. You get to decide what you'd like to see happen to the character. You're not that character. You at home decide how the story's shaped. You're not Rachel. You just do what you think Rachel would do. What are her motivations? What actions come from those motivations? Is she actually, we saw in actually one of the scenes yesterday how much she cares and loves for her husband. So telling him the truth makes sense in that context. That's the option you're choosing. But she could very much have been more in the side of the Foundation and been, you know what? My husband's, a little bit on the bottom of the totem pole, so I'm going to put him in his place. So it's really, what does she care about? Does she care about, like, essentially the family or, the cult she is in fundamentally? So that's one of the big things is, what do you believe what do you believe Rachel would do in that spot?
Exactly. So we're not just choosing like, oh, is she gonna, are we gonna beat somebody with a stick or with a gun, or like just beat somebody with a gun, not shoot them? But that's not what we're doing here. We're deciding, you, the audience, you are deciding on actual emotions and motives of characters. So, be mindful of what you choose. And yes, remember that thankfully, we are not Rachel, we are not Eric, we are not our decisions, but, it's fun to like play God a little bit when we can, right?
It's part of the fun, but you're doing that with a lot of other people. So one of the things is, remember, time on the decision is closing soon. So while you're going to see that, one of the things that happens after our shows are our endurance scenes. Our production team's actually going to put a little bit in the background, a sneak preview of what you might see a little later, spoiling stuff here for you. But for one of the benefits of you tuning in live is you're with a lot of other fans of essentially the experience you're in, of horror. So you get together to try to save the character. Noah, if you could explain essentially what our audience is going to go through.
Yes. So sorry. So we're seeing an endurance scene here. So our main story character, Carl, in this case, he enters a room and he comes face to face with a snarler, which is a dog-like monster that feeds on human flesh. It's definitely not the kind of boy you want to pet. Speak for yourself. I don't know though. So Carl needs to avoid the snarler and escape and avoid obstacles. So it's all going to be thanks to your input. Eduardo, can you explain?
Sure, of course. So the big thing here is that if a character fails too many of these endurance scenes, they may not survive those future encounters. It may lead essentially to their permanent death in their story as their hope goes down. So one of the things, though, in your benefit at home is that when you participate in these endurance scenes, they are one of the best places to earn large amounts of influence points. So as you take part, you get to affect what happens. Now, that said, the character may not succeed. You at home, it's not a judgment on you. You know, success or failure ends up being a part of the collective story. It's not an individual judgment on you, the individual at home. It's shaping essentially the story. It's a little different to what we see. And by the way, another sneak preview, we put Carl because we don't want to actually spoil the character that's going to be there. Now, all that said, no, any last thoughts on these endurance scenes? Because it's a little different to what we may see elsewhere.
Yeah, so this is a really good way to get those influence points, as you said, which are the currency in our case. And, you know, so success and failure, really, this is a safe space. You know, whatever you do, we're still going to love you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to be here waiting for you. And, you know, it's all going to be okay. We're going to go through it together. But Eduardo, we are getting close to the end of the pre-show, right? So could you recap everything we've seen? There's so much to unpack. Pennsylvania, Norway, endurance, puzzles. Please help us here.
Sure. So yesterday, for those who have tuned in, which I believe would be a lot of you here, but Rachel essentially performed a foundation initiation ritual on Joy, which results in her death by the Entangler. Now, Eric has the horrible job of informing his friend Toby of his sister Joy's death, you know, while his wife was present at the scene. So now all the others, that was in Pennsylvania. Norway, Astrid discovers her mother Ingrid died while under the care of her father Carl and finds a suspicious syringe in the scene of death. All that said, also, we have a little bit of intrigue building up in Pennsylvania as Rachel has to figure out how to explain Joy's death to the Foundation elders. One of the big things as you go into the show, remember, you are not alone at home. You are with plenty of other horror fans here. You get to watch together. You get to experience it together live. It's all in less than a minute. So all that said, by the way, after the show, we'll have a conversation with Jacob. So we're really very much looking forward to welcoming you back. For now, Eduardo, Noah, we're going to sign off for now. We'll see you after the show. Have a great time.
Would you like some coffee or something?
I gave up coffee when I was pregnant. I never went back. I understand Ingrid had been feeling ill for a while.
That's right.
Last night worse than usual?
I'm not... I'd have to think.
There will be an autopsy. So we'll have answers soon enough. Many I spoke to had strong feelings about your wife.
She's not even buried, and people are already dragging her name.
She had her defenders. Mostly those who were scared of her. And I think it's safe to say most in this town would celebrate one less Johansson.
I could barely even find someone to do the autopsy.
It's a small town. Grudges live longer than people.
And you, detective. Are you glad to see one less Johansson?
I loved her, detective. I shouldn't have to prove that to you.
I guess I'll take your word for it. For now, anyway.
I've had enough of this. We're in mourning.
If I have other questions, I'll be in touch.
You know where the door is.
I'll walk you out.
Your father's memory may be hazy, but mine's not. I know what kind of person Ingrid was. If there's something you're hiding, either of you need to tell me. We'll find out either way.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. I burned myself.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey, about the thing with Toby? I hope I didn't get you in trouble with anybody at the Foundation. For what it's worth, I think you were right to send him that prayer. Maybe some small part of it got through to him.
Xavier's dealing with bigger problems than Toby.
Joy's death? You never did tell me what happened.
Joy died during a ceremony. It was just her and me, and then we weren't alone. There was something else, something right out of Radcliffe's writings.
Oh my God.
But you can't tell anyone. Xavier needs this to stay quiet until we can figure out what really happened. Understand?
Rachel? What's wrong? Rach!
We need to go to the Foundation. Now.
What? Why?
Go get Faith. I'll pack.
Rach, it's the middle of the night and...
Eric, I know this brings up bad memories for you, but we're not safe here.
Well, what do we tell Faith? I guess we could lie and say it's a sleepover. At least she wouldn't be scared.
Xavier doesn't approve of keeping the truth from children. We can tell her a story from the scriptures. Xavier keeps copies in his library.
Some of those stories are pretty scary, Rach.
Eric, you're not helping. Look, we don't have time to debate this. I just need you and Faith to do exactly what I say. It'll be better for everyone.
I don't know if she'll listen. She's been acting out again.
Eric, go!
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Would it kill you to answer your phone? Look, I know how you feel about all this. The Foundation's really helped me. Rachel's helped me. Anyway, tonight's a big night for me. I'm a little nervous. Wanted to hear your voice, I guess. Please don't hate me. I'm happy.
Bullshit.
You couldn't even answer your fucking phone.
Joy?
You never cared about me. That's why I joined them. To find a real family.
This isn't happening.
And open your eyes.
Oh, God! Joy! No! Wait, what? This isn't real. Get your shit together, Toby.
We both know that'll never happen. You're just gonna stand there? After what they did to me? After what she did?
Rachel did this?
First she screwed you over. Destroyed your life. Then she took mine. She needs to answer for what she's done, Toby. You deserve the truth.
Rachel, the Foundation, they won't say a goddamn thing. I warned you about them, Joy. But I'll show everyone what they did. I can prove it now.
Proof? Even if you had it, who would believe you? Or Toby Sorelli, the town drunk, the fuck up.
Then what do I do? Please, tell me what to do.
Burn it down. All of it.
I can't. They'd kill me. Joy, please. Joy? I have to find a way out.
Hi, everybody. I hope you had a great time with the show. Welcome back. I'm Eduardo, joined here by the one and only Jacob. Jacob, actually, if you could introduce yourself to our lovely audience.
Well, they saw me yesterday. My name is Jacob Novok. I'm the CEO here at Genvit.
Perfect. So you wanted to have a conversation with our community, our audience, so on a few different topics. So one of those topics, Jacob, was that there was a lot of talk about the chat system last night and chat in general. So what changes did we make today?
Well, today we turned it off because what we were finding yesterday was that it was way overloaded, as most of our systems were. In fact, as our system was just a few seconds ago, and we failed to get some of the profile names up. We often see these giant spikes when we're live, and we have to see basically the failure points when we're live. I think a couple more days and we'll be able to crush out most of those bugs. But the chat bug in specific was that we have a 24/7 moderation team in multiple languages, and they weren't happening for like 10 minutes, which is really bad for a thing where you want a message down in a couple of seconds. So what we discussed today was we're going to, up until we can figure out how we handle that moderation queue, we're going to limit the chat to stickers, and hopefully I can get the emojis in there too. But we weren't able to get that in for today. We should get that in for tomorrow. And at least we'll be able to return chat back to the box that it was supposed to be and let you guys do the full screen on it. Once we're back there, we're going to again work on the moderation. We had not just issues with removing posts and removing users, but we have this entire filtering system, and the filtering system was breaking in really weird ways. So like words that I put into the block list myself, or I confirmed myself that we're in the block list, we're still going through, and words that we didn't put in the block list were not going through, which is very confusing. But when you start to use some of these AI filtering systems, you run into trouble. I think we've seen historically that those AI filtering systems don't always do well. So we're going to probably move a lot of that more toward a standard blacklist. The problem with the standard blacklist and the reason that we went with the AI filtering system was that, you could write a bad word and then put a space between it or multiple spaces between it. And the point of the AI filter was supposed to prevent that from happening, and clearly didn't. So it's not an easy problem to solve. We are going to keep working at it, as I said, tonight off, but hopefully back from tomorrow. If anything, it being off tonight, I think changed people's experience, and they better understood why everything is much more fun with the chat and seeing that community experience. And that's exactly what I wanted from the original design, was making it feel like Twitch, making it feel like a lot of the Asian streaming platforms that I spent a lot of time watching. But moderation is hard. It's not easy. We're not going to get it right the first time. We're definitely not going to get it right the second time. But there's a reason that this experience is going to go on for like 8 months, which is it's going to give us the time that we need to tune and make things perfect and improve them.
Thank you so much for addressing that. And one of the other big topics you wanted to address, and what we got a lot of feedback on, was monetization. So the question here is, if you could describe to the audience the intent behind the way Silent Hill Ascension is monetized, the feedback we received, and how we're planning to address that feedback.
So we're listening to everything and we're reading every article. I mean, the community feedback is very well heard. It's the reason that we adjusted the chat tonight. Let me start with the intent behind the monetization scheme. So first of all, as you saw yesterday, a lot of the team is ex-Telltale, right? And so the team is very focused on storytelling and creating cinematics and animations. And you saw another about 10 minutes of cinematics tonight. We have that every night. We have that every night for the whole first part of the season, and then we're going to be doing our pseudo new game plus, the what if to unlock the other branches later, so you'll be able to see the rest of the content. But that's like 16 to 20 hours of cinematics. It's like 8 to 10 full Silent Hill movies worth of content. That's a lot of cinematics to do. So that's what we've been working on. That's multiple Telltale games worth of cinematics that we're going to be releasing, and the team that's working on that is doing God's work, right? So as a company, what our focus has been is create great cinematics and then make sure that that's as widely accessible as possible. So the app is free. The cinematics are not locked behind any paywalls, that as many people can access it as possible. And you saw a PlayStation blog today where they're going to be announcing a 24-hour exclusivity window on the full episodes that the community is designing. I can talk more about that in a moment, but we're going to be releasing it on PlayStation. We're about to release or announce another major streaming platforms that's going to be covering those episodes as well. And so the goal is to get tens of millions of people to be watching this content for free. We're going to be, letting people remix it and put it on TikTok, on YouTube, etc. You can't go and co-stream a Netflix series. They'll give you a takedown notice, right? They make their money off of those subscriptions. That's not what we're trying to do here. Again, the intent from everything was make the things that you can watch as free as possible. That's never been done in this industry. It's incredibly kind of generous and strange. And so what we wanted to think about, because we came to monetization much later, it was the afterthought of how we were working on it, was what was the most innocuous, easy to do monetization scheme that wouldn't allow or wouldn't prevent us from making the streams freely accessible, from making the decisions freely accessible. And the first thing that came to mind was cosmetics, right? The chat is fun. I think people missed that chat tonight. And so all of the stickers, we've created hundreds of stickers and emojis that are going to be unlocked. And the season pass has got like 50, but in the free rewards that you get just by generating points each day, there is way more emojis and stickers. People haven't seen this. They haven't unlocked it yet. There are a massive number of free rewards that you're going to get to make your chat personalized and make your avatar personalized and everything else. And again, your avatar is the way in which you represent yourself in the chat. So again, all of that is completely free. And the intent behind the point system was you're going to be able to generate a significant number of influence points each day. The problem that we're running into right now is the way in which you generate influence points is by watching video. And, we're at 6 videos as of today. You've got the 3 from yesterday. You've got the 3 scenes from today. But what's going to happen really quickly, and this is what people don't understand about the economy yet, is we're going to get into the hundreds of videos. And so you're going to have a massive amount of points. You're going to have tens of thousands into the hundreds of thousands of points that you're just getting free by clicking on a video. You can click out of it after 1 second, you'll still generate those points. And so the economy is scaled to massive free inflation. And you're not seeing that yet because we're in day one. The other places you're going to be able to generate influence points are through the goals. Just log in each day, solve a puzzle each day, right? Those are changing every day, but those are going to generate hundreds of points for you each day, plus the puzzles themselves. So there are 2 free puzzles every single day. And one of the changes that we made today that's going to be reflected, again, based off of community feedback in the next couple of days, is the entire back catalog of the puzzles is going to be available. And they were meant to be a bonus for the season pass and something fun for the season pass, but we're going to make the back catalog available. So that means that when a puzzle is in a free rotation, you can do the entire back catalog. All right, there are 2 levels of puzzles. As of today, there'll be 3 levels of puzzles for the ones that are available as of tonight into tomorrow. And that stacks. So again, a couple of days from now, you're going to have between the puzzles that are available, tens of levels, all of which will earn you hundreds of points. And so again, like, our fear is very different, mostly because we understand how the roadmap is going, of like, we're going to have so many points available that it's going to lead to a very big economic inflation, and all of that free, all of those free influence points. But it's very starved in the first day or 2 because of the way in which the content unlocks. And so in a couple of weeks, when you've got thousands of points unlocking, you're going to be looking back at the days in which you were talking about the influence packs, which are really tiny things, and laughing. And that gets to the point about using those points to sway decisions. Like, well, if somebody buys millions of points and sways a decision, you can look at the leaderboards right now. You're going to see that the top, bids on most of these things are in the 6,000 to 7,000, 10,000 point range. Nobody's buying millions of points. That wasn't the intent behind the design. You can't even get to that easily. Like, you'd have to sit there and spam the purchase. The reason we put tiny packs is, like, if my goal was to make, people buy 1 million points, I would have had $1 million point pack and made it super easy for them to do that. That's not the way that it's designed whatsoever. It's designed to mostly be there if you were busy that week and you didn't have the time to log in, that you could quickly catch up. And it's an experiment, and we will adjust these numbers and we will change them. But I think it would be unfair to people to force them to go and spend tens of hours in a thing to have, the points they need. And so just like any, service product, have the ability to purchase things. It's very free and simple and like easily accessible. So it was very surprising to us because, again, it's innocuous. It's designed mostly to help people earn reward loops. You're not going to be able to change an entire decision with 20,000 points when the decisions are like 37 million on one thing and 15 million on another and 10 million on another. It's not the way it was designed. It's just not. And again, you can see that very clearly in the leaderboards. When you start to see people with leaderboard rankings at 1 or 2 million points, dollars to donuts, those people are cheaters, and we've got to figure out how they cheated in our system. They're not doing purchases. And if they do, we will rate limit them on the purchases. We're not going to permit it. That wasn't the goal of the product, right? The goal of the product and goal of the monetization system was make things as freely accessible as possible for a massive show.
Thank you very much for those explanations. And for sure, in Silent Hill Ascension, community is part of the product. And the references you mentioned right here, Jacob, a lot of those elements like Twitch and talking about the community affecting things, how it's not one person kind of swaying the decision. It's a lot of people. When you see those leaderboards, that's true, right? It's massive amounts of points, but the leader, not so much relatively. So now, community is everything. And the feedback is shaping the experience. Like, we're talking to you after very little, fundamentally not so much time has passed. So how do we actually look at that feedback, and how are we looking at the feedback, Jacob, in the sense of trying to shape the experience that the community out there, you, the audience at home, get to see?
Yeah, we're taking it all in. As I said, we're making a change to puzzles today. We're making a change to chat today. We're going to continue to adjust and tweak all of the points that we're generating. So you'll start to generate more points for free through the login and the goals and the other systems. We have an entire plan and roadmap on how to do that. So we're taking it all in. My request back to the fan base is we're taking your feedback. We will make those adjustments. Please don't assume like cynicism on our part. The people who have been working on this project, including you, Eduardo, have been working on this for years, right? It's a lot of ex-Telltale people. It's a lot of people who worked in animation and Pixar studios. These people have spent years of their life to create a television show that they're incredibly proud of. And again, if I wanted to just make money, I would have sold a $60 package disc or done $1 million IP pack. That's not the goal. The goal was to do as much as free as possible and learn from it and improve our other products. We're still a very young company. We are still learning. Most of the people who worked on this project were only doing DLC projects before, like fixed price package. We don't have deep experience in monetization. We are not great at it yet. We admit this. We will improve and fix it. But again, like the idea that we're here to scam or be scummy is just absurd. There is not a single conversation ever inside the company where it's like, how can we do as much as possible as grab money from people? Never. You can search our entire Slack records, you can search all of our different conversations. You can prove to that yourself, Eduardo. We never did that. And it's never been a discussion with any of our partners, right? The discussion always came back to how do we make this as freely accessible and easy to do as possible. We'll continue to take in that feedback and make more free points available to everyone because we want to get them engaged. We want to get them earning rewards. We want to learn, right? We've done a couple of projects in the past. We've learned from those projects. We're learning from this one. We'll get it better and we'll improve. And we've got many, many months to do that.
No, and thank you so much. And again, I know that some of the people watching us are watching in the form of, transformed content on different streaming platforms on Twitch because you're with your communities. But we want you to feel at home here. Trust me, as Jacob was saying, I myself am constantly in discussions with the rest of my colleagues all the time. Like, how can we improve the experience? How can we make sure that today's live is good for the people watching it? How can we make sure that tomorrow's live is better? That was a big change. The puzzle's changing. I know Noah and who was before was gushing about them actually as we were preparing. She was playing them while waiting for the show to start actually, which is kind of funny.
I mean, the puzzles are very simple. There's a lot more variety coming in them. There's a lot more different kinds. We're launching with a couple again, and we're learning and we're improving. We're changing it over the course of the experience. But it's the same thing with bugs, right? You're always very buggy at launch, and you're very buggy when you scale to millions of people inside of a launch. And so we experienced massive spikes yesterday that up until you get the spike, you don't see where your rate limit is or your bottleneck is. And then you've got to get into live. Literally, as the experience was happening just now, we were looking at yet another spike that was breaking the bidding services. It's like, okay, we're now rate limited in this thing. Oh, this is the number that we have to change to make it work for tomorrow. You won't find these things up until you do it live and you hit that scale. There's very few products that are hitting the scale as we did. Most of them had the opportunity to kind of slow burn and mature. We can't slow burn the story. If we went and we just open beta tested the story, we'd burn the entire story by the time we were done with the beta test. So we have to do it live, as it were, and learn live. And there were a whole bunch more bugs tonight with video players not reconnecting and phones getting into spirals, and we'll fix that. Like, we're seeing the data, we're seeing the errors, we'll fix it, and it'll be better tomorrow and better tomorrow and better the day after. That's the way that a lot of these products will work, and we're absolutely going to get there because we want people to have the best experience that they can. Again, like the team's focus is make a fun show to watch, make a fun community, have people interact and engage with that community. And we need people to respond back to us in positive ways and assume positive things from us, because there is no conversation happening among these people who have come from Telltale and Ubisoft and Behavior and others in any other shape or form beyond that. Right? These are all people who joined this company and work with us as partners because they believe in the mission, they believe in having a great experience. They're there working hard because they love making the content and nothing else.
And actually, one of the highlights I want to point out is how global our development team is, as much as our audience is at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got dev teams around the world. right? We have teams working with us, Streamline at Malaysia, our Japan team, Konami, of course, in Japan. We've got teams in Montreal. We've got teams on the West Coast. We've got people in Europe as well. And so we're there. We're global. We're working incredibly hard. And, we're very sympathetic to a lot of the community requirements and desires and the need to be global. But we ask for patience because nobody's ever done this before and it's incredibly hard. It is very complex software. We've got a real-time game engine running with live interactive streams at scale rates that very few companies reach. Yesterday we were #1 free app in the App Store. We beat Roblox in one day. That's again, like we're not, no one was prepared for that. And when we found out the pre-order numbers, which were X multiples beyond what we were expecting, we had a few weeks to scramble together what most companies take months to a year to prepare for in terms of scale. So a lot of the bidding system errors that people were running into, rollbacks, purchase errors, everything else, were a result of scale. Additional problems tonight, again, the result of scale. We've got new app versions rolling out in the next day or two that will address some of them, but there is a lag time. There's one other thing that I wanted to go over, which were the indoor streams, because people were pretty surprised by those. So the indoor streams are the streams that happen most days after the cinematic that you're watching. You saw Carl yesterday. You saw Toby in it tonight. You saw at least 1 or 2 cameos, though the others sadly didn't make it because the community didn't go past that. So let's start with the kind of goal intent behind the indoor streams, because we didn't talk about these before launch, and they were a surprise yesterday, and they were meant to be. When we were designing the experience, what was really important to us was people in any time zone can participate in story. And in order to allow people in any time zone to participate in story, we had to make every story segment available asynchronously to make it fair for decisions. And 2, every video on demand available soon after the live stream. And like people were asking whether those branches were real last night or not. They're absolutely real. We have a group of people whose whole job it is to sort through the simulation, get the right recording out there, and post it afterward. That's a lot of content. We have one scene in week 4 that has 45 variations. On that one scene, we have 1,000 different ways the simulation can go up. It's crazy. Like, it's all a massive branching narrative. And so we're updating these things in real time. We're changing these things in real time. But we need to make sure that it's fair to the people who are asleep in Europe or in other locations. And so we wanted to do these QuickTime events. We wanted to do these live events, but we kept coming back to, but if story was decided based off of QuickTime events, it wouldn't be fair for people who weren't there live, because I've been very consistent. You don't have to be there live to experience the entire story and decision loop. We're opening up every decision loop. And like, we really did debate this. Like, there were discussions of the QTEs are more fun. We want people to be there live. Therefore, QTE should affect story. And but played as a community. And so there are a series of rooms. We were planning about 60 different rooms at all that different characters will go through each day. And you'll see different rooms depending on the night. But more importantly, it will continue if the community is doing well. What surprised me the last 2 days was that the community has failed, because I had thought that the community would just crush it every night because it's a bunch of hardcore gamers and they're really good at playing, and these are just swipes. But we're seeing significant losses in the community meter, and you're not getting past the first block. There are 3 blocks. And so that experience can go on for 15 whole minutes if the community makes it. Now, my concern is that it's not a problem with the community, but rather we're getting rate limited by the sheer number of inputs that are getting in. I think that we weren't seeing the user profiles. You were seeing like generic names showing up during the meter tonight, which was again the case yesterday. And we were looking at the stats live as it was happening. Again, we were just rate limited on the player service, because what's happening is you're seeing hundreds of people's names spread across tens of thousands of others. And it was just a spike of insane API requests to Amazon, and eventually they just stopped taking the request. So I'm concerned that, again, the community failures have been scale problems, which we need to fix, and hopefully the challenges will balance out, and we'll start to see the community pass those endure streams. But again, they're fun, they're bonuses. They don't change the story decisions that you have every day. The one thing that the endure streams do change is they have a modest impact to hope, which is a meter that more about, and we've been purposely kind of hiding a lot of how these meters work because we want people to discover them over the course of the experience. But hope needs to be high enough later in the story for a character to survive, right? Fate happens over the course of a series, so it like accumulates and changes. But hope is a thing that we check, right? And if at that moment the hope's not high enough, the character is going to be killed regardless of what else is happening. But the good news is you can change hope just by playing the mindfulness puzzles, right? You don't have to be there for the endure streams at all. We designed the mindfulness puzzles in the Arcane Library to be representative of what characters do as hobbies to, regain their hope. And so playing guitar or, playing a pocket watch game or doing like a scrapbook puzzle, like that was the intent behind a lot of those puzzles. And if the community 3 stars them, the hope meter goes up. So you can fix hope just by playing those puzzles each day, and at least half of them are available for free without any season pass. I think if there's any one additional thing to add when it comes to how we're thinking about the overall experience in the endure streams is everything is a balance, and we're going to get that balance wrong right now, and we're going to improve it over the start and the course of it. But what's going to happen very soon is that these episodes that you guys are deciding, again, these are real branches. I think that there was a mistaken understanding yesterday that the community was going to be able to choose joy, not die. That wasn't the point of that choice. That choice was Rachel's choice, not Joy's choice. It was Rachel's choice, because what you're deciding on is what kind of person does Rachel become, right? And that's the case for all of these choices. It's going to change over time who these characters are and what they become. That's the design of the structure. That's how the simulation changes. But the choices that you make are going to be what results in those episodes that are going to be on PlayStation and the other streaming platforms we're about to announce. And they can never come again, and they will change. And from next week, the variations in the simulation stop being a 3-choice way, and you're going to get 3 choices, but those 3 choices are going to be based off of the previous week's 3 choices. And so it's going to be a 9 variation simulation. That's how we get to 45 simulations by week 4. And it's going to get more and more chaotic. And I really feel for the cinematics team was to produce all this, but you'll see the alternate branches in the what if run after we run. And to that point, I got asked over and over and over in the last year, what if the community kills everybody? People are trolls. They're going to kill the characters. Every choice is redemption. Every choice is, everyone wants the characters to live. It's exactly as I expected. Exactly as I expected. Please, guys, choose something different. Like, make it more interesting for the rest of the community. The thing that will fix this is rallies. And again, this is something that the community doesn't understand yet based off of the way in which the economy is working, because the rallies have been busted today while we fix the bugs in them. But the rallies are going to allow other choices with very few influence points to quickly catch up. And again, this is the reason that you buying a ton of points isn't going to help. Because the whole point of the rally design is to make it fair so that you can start to get bonus multiples on choices that are way behind. So the way that the rally works is if a choice is way ahead, in middle, and third, the third choice starts to get bonuses applied to it when the rally is turned on for a couple minutes and the community can work together. But even if somebody, for some reason, did this thing, you see somebody with a 1,000,000-point leaderboard, they could be overtaken within minutes. That's the goal of the rally system, is to make the whole thing fair to people, to make it more exciting, to make it more interesting for people who only generate a couple points a day. We have been all the time talking about how to make these systems fair, how to make them freely available, how to make them easy for people who just log in. And we're not quite there yet, but we're absolutely listening to it, and we're making those changes. We're going to fix the rally system. We're going to get it done.
I think that's a lot for the audience at home. Like, there's a lot on the systems they may not have been aware we've put into place. There's a lot of systems that we're planning to already, I mean, that we've improved hopefully already, and that we're planning to improve. I guess so one of the big things is from my side is what would be, Jacob, your message for the fan at home, somebody who loves horror, who kind of wants to tune into the action.
Come in every day and change the story of Silent Hill. Like this first week of Ascension is building up episode 1. In episode 1, in any horror television show, doesn't start off, with complete chaos. Otherwise, you'd have no climax, right? So if you look at Stranger Things episode 1, you're just getting to know the characters. Like, there's like the Demogorgon dog, but like none of the really scary monsters are there yet. Things haven't gone to hell yet. They're going to get a lot worse next week. They're going to get really bad by week 4. And stay tuned for week 16, looks like. But like, we're still early. Like, this is a slow burn. That was the whole intent of it. If we did everything in a single shot, it would be super unfair. Because if you weren't there that day, it's over. But we're making it so accessible so that if you miss a day or two, you notice today several of those decisions won't close out for another 2 days. They were a 3-day decision, right? You're busy one day, you miss it, you still have the opportunity. Everything was balanced around fairness, and I asked for that you come in, give us a shot, be open to the fact that we are still learning these designs, that this kind of media format has never been done before in history, and that we're excited to tell the story that we're telling because we come as storytellers. And we're still a startup, we're still small, we're still new, and we're excited to be doing something new and lead into the great games that are coming next year.
That's
the year
wonderful.
after and the year after and the year after.
Well, and we hope for many more always, but thank you so much, Jacob, for your time with us here today. I hope you at home have also enjoyed this, that you've hopefully learned more about Silent Hill Ascension. All that said, I think, how about we close this one down? Jacob, I'm going to do a quick thing where we're going to So our production team's going to put the next show graphic on screen, but every day, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, there's the show every day. Now, we, myself, Noah, and as well some other lovely people do get to tune in a little earlier on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And this Friday we have, and every Friday, hopefully, we have special interview guests. This one will be with Stephen Bugay, Chief Creative Officer here at Genvid. I think that's it. And we got some mindfulness puzzles to do for you at home. Any last words, Jacob, or are we good to shut this one down for tonight?
We're good, guys. Have fun. See you tomorrow.
Perfect. And we're listening every day. We're trying to improve stuff. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful night wherever you are across the world. Eduardo, Jacob, bye.
Yeah.